Okay guys, so that is how nice vectors are. Okay, yeah. So for example here we declared that our vector is going to store values of type double simply because max can be double. Okay, but if you want to store, let's say, something which is just integer values, you can write here int. Okay, you can write here string, you can write anything here. Okay, so just be flexible. Okay, yeah. Okay, so if you want to learn more about vectors and things like that, there are tutorials on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and you write vectors in C++, you will see videos where people are teaching you about vectors and things like that. Okay, yeah. But I think this is a very good introduction to start with. Yeah, you can learn more about it. Okay, so on the other hand, you can even store this. You see this name. Yeah, you can choose to store it in a variable because this is a string. You see, if you want, you can do something like this. You can say string file path. Okay, and you can say the file path is this one here, and then you can say here you want to pass the what, the file path. You see, yeah, and your program will still work correctly, no problem. Okay, yeah. Alternatively, if you want, you can even tell the user to enter. Okay, to enter the string. Okay, so you can say cout enter the file path, so the user will tell us where he has saved his file. Okay, then when the user enters the file path, we are going to declare a variable here. So instead of doing it like this, we can just do like this. Okay, we can declare a variable, we can call it maybe file path, and then here, now since the path is a long name which has some spaces in it and things like that, you can use getLine. So you're going to say getLine. Okay, getLine, and then you can say you're using cin to read the whole line, and you're saving that line in our variable there. You see, yeah, you can also do that. And then here you come and put it, you come here, you do something like this. Yeah, it will also work. Okay, yeah. And then here you're saying if you could not find that file, display a message you cannot open file. You see, yeah. So that will also work. Okay, so if you do that, you see, so the user here will say my file is on local disk C, and inside local disk C there is a folder called hpua. There is a folder called users. Okay, and then inside users I have a folder called hpua. That is according to me, to my PC. Okay, your folder may be different. Okay, and then inside that folder is where there is a folder called desktop. Okay, yeah, and this folder called desktop, if you check it, it may look as if it is not a folder, but actually it is a folder. Okay, yeah, if you double click it, it will open up. Okay, it will open and you will see that it is a folder. Okay, and then inside that, on the desktop now, is where we have ch300.txt. You see, .txt. You see, yeah. So the user now has specified the path, and our program is still working correctly, as you can see. You see, yeah. And this is much better, right? The user can tell us where his file is. You see, yeah. Okay, yeah. All right. So yeah, that is it. So here, let me show you something. Okay, let me show you something. Do you see? Do you see? Do you see this path here? Okay. So on Windows we normally use backslash. Okay, but what if you are on a different operating system apart from Windows? I think you can use /. Okay, you can use /. Yeah, / will work on other operating systems. I think even on Windows it works. Let me check. Yeah, so /, you see, it is working. Can you see? It is working. Yeah, so / is universal. Okay, if you write your program using /, it means it will run whether on Windows, whether on another operating system, it will run successfully. Okay, yeah. So use / only when you are specifying a file path. Okay, when you are specifying a file path. Don't use it in a regular expression. okay, in a string regular expression. No. This is only for path. That is when you can use a forward slash, okay? Yeah. So, okay. Another thing maybe which you can do, is, let me see, what can you do here? Yeah, so, okay, oh no. Oh yeah, so enter the file path. You're going to save that file path. You're going to save that file path. You're going to save it. You're going to save it. So you're just going to say cin, get the whole line, save it here. Yeah. So here, what we did, we are just saying if the file could not be found, just display a message cannot open file. You see, something like that. But what if you want to repeatedly allow the user to re-enter the path until when we finally be able to find that file, until when he finally enters it correctly? Okay, yeah. So if you want to do that, it means what you can do, you can try to adjust. Okay, yeah. So here, for example, you can decide to remove this else here, and then it means when you remove the else, you also have to remove this bracket here, right? Yeah. So what you can do, you can say that you want to do this. Okay, you want to do this. Okay, you want to do this. Okay, yeah. So you're going to say enter the file path. You are saving it. You see, and whenever you try to open it and you find that it does not exist, you want to display a message cannot open file. Okay, you see, cannot open file, or maybe you can say maybe file not found, or cannot open file. Try another path, maybe something like that. You see, yeah. And then once you display that message, you can come here and put a while. You see, you can come here and put a while. You can say while okay, while the file could not be found, go back again, right? Yeah. So you see, we are using this variable here, but it is declared inside the do block. So what can we do? We have to put it outside. Okay, so you can come here and say fstring max file. Okay, and then here you can say you don't have to declare it again because you already declared it on top. Okay, but what you can do here, you can now say max file try to open the file that is on the path that the user specified. Okay, and you're opening it to read from it. You see, yeah. And then if you couldn't find the file, you're displaying a message, something like that. Are we together? Yeah. So it means this one now will repeatedly prompt the user when he misses the file path. Okay, yeah. So let's see. Yeah, you see, enter the file path. So if I miss it, if I write maybe let's say ch300.txt, if we go to look for it and we can't find it, it will tell me again. You see, it will tell me cannot open file. Try another path. Enter the file. You see, so I can enter another one. Maybe C. You see, maybe ch, maybe 301.txt. I can. So whenever I miss, it gives me feedback and it gives me a chance. You see, yeah. When I get it correctly, you can write here users HPUA. Okay, HPUA. Okay, so inside this folder is where I find my desktop folder. Okay, desktop folder, and then inside here is where I wrote ch300.txt. Okay, yeah. Yeah, now it is working. You see, the average is 60, below average is 1. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay. Okay, so that is it, guys. All the best. Keep practicing. Another thing you have to know, sometimes when you are creating this file on the desktop or wherever you want to create it, okay, you may not see this .txt. You may not see it. So if you don't see it, it does not mean it is not there. Okay, for example, if I create like this here, you see, I right click, and then I choose new, and then I choose text document. You see, it comes with .txt. So for your computer, maybe sometimes you may not see this .txt, but you should know it is there. So if you don't see it, don't try to type it by yourself. No. If you don't see it, it does not mean it is not there. It is there. Okay, so for you, just write your name there. Maybe you want to call it file. Okay, just write file. Okay, once you write file, press enter. That's it. Don't try to write .txt because you are not seeing, because you are not seeing, because you don't see it. No. Don't write it manually. Even if you don't see it, it is there. As long as you chose text document, then .txt is already there. Thank you for listening. I wish you guys all the best.